Multi-digit multiplication with number chips. This is the New Year's version. This is a digital lesson. It's a lot of fun for the students. They get to move these number chips around on their screen. And it starts with explaining how to line up the numbers when they multiply. So it's the same as they line them up with adding or subtracting. So they're lining them up in the ones place. If one of the numbers has more digits than the other, that one goes in the top row. And then it explains how to multiply a 3-digit by a 1-digit. So we start out with easier problems and they get more difficult as we go. And they always start multiplying by the number in the ones place on the bottom row. There's only one number here. So they're going to multiply from right to left. 3 times 3, then 3 times 2, and then 3 times 5. The next slide shows them how to do that. So 3 times 3, they're going to place the 9 down here. Then 3 times 2, and we're actually multiplying by 20 because the 2 is in the tens place. So when we get 3 times 2, the 6 is also going to go in the tens place, so it's 60. So again, 3 times 3, 3 times 2, and then 3 times 5. And our solution, 1,569. So students are going to start on slide 5. They've got 2 problems to do here. So they're going to move these number chips, and every slide has every number that the students need. So as the problems get more difficult, and if the numbers aren't working, the students know they've made an error and they need to go back and check again. So to move the chips, they just click and hold on the edge. So 6 times 2 is 12. We're going to click and hold on the 2, move it into place. We're going to carry it 1, so 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9, and then 2 times 1 is 2. And they're going to do that with the other problem. Now, when the students get to the last slide, they're going to be solving a New Year's riddle. So they're going to be matching their solution to this number in the yellow heart. And when they do that, they'll be able to solve that riddle. Next slide, same thing, 2 more problems. Then they're shown what to do when they have to carry. So here, if they get a 2-digit product, 7 times 4 is 28, they're going to keep the 8. The 2 is going to move up here to the next column to the left, right above this number. And then when we multiply, it will be 4 times 4 is 16, and we add that number, add 2, so we get 18. So we're going to keep the 8, and the 1 is going to go up here to the very next column, right above this number. 4 times 6 is 24, plus 1 is 25. So our solution, 2,588. So the next slide has number chips for the answer. It has number chips for the numbers that they're going to carry also. So 6 times 5, we're going to click and hold on the edge of the 0. We're going to carry the 3. 5 times 5 is 25, plus 3 is 28. We're going to keep the 8. We're going to carry the 2. 5 times 3 is 15, add 2, 17. And then we're going to carry that 1. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 1 is 21. Students are going to do the same thing with the next slide. Then they're shown what to do if they have 2 numbers here that they're going to multiply in the second row. We're going to break that down into 2 different multiplication problems. So we're going to first multiply in this top row 312 times 3, the number in the ones place. So from right to left again, 3 times 2, 3 times 1, and 3 times 3. Then we're going to multiply 312 times 20. Because the 2's in the tens place, we're multiplying by 20. That means that second row of numbers, we have to start from right to left, we have to start with a 0. Once we get both products, we're going to add them together, get a total of 7,176. Students are going to be doing that multiplication on the next slide. And then they're going to get some 4-digit by 2-digit, a couple of those to practice, 4-digit by 3-digit. And when they get the 3-digit, Because they're going to be multiplying that bottom row by the one that's in the hundreds place, we have to start that row with 2 zeros before we start multiplying. So when they get to that very last slide, here are all of the solutions they should have gotten on the previous slides. And they're going to take that letter in the yellow heart that matches each one of these answers, and they're just going to type it in right here. And if they did it correctly, it should answer, why is the person who plans a New Year's celebration in trouble every year? So that is a digital lesson, multi-digit multiplication with number chips, the New Year's version.